What's up, fam? It's your boy, Coach Jay Rizzle. I'm here today to do a special video, a little something different. Came to you guys to talk about, my sports training company, SteeleBodies University, the Untouchable SteeleBodies U, the U. Give you guys a little bit of background information on, what motivated me and inspired me to start it, where I plan on going, and some of the small victories and things that I've done to help some of the athletes that I train, and how that's made them better people. Just a small synopsis, a small background on myself. I play sports since the age of 5 to about age 20. So that's 15, 16 years of competitive sports and competition that I've involved myself in. My major sports were football and track. I've also played baseball. I played basketball. I played volleyball. I've made all-stars in a lot of those sports. That's one of the reasons why I wanted to start SteeleBodies U. Not only to, share my knowledge and expertise with the youth and the athletes that are coming up, but I also want to kind of like mentor them and to push them into going the right direction. One of the things that I regret coming up as far as my athletics and sports career goes, I believe I gave up a little bit too early. I could have gone a lot further, but I want to say I kind of didn't have that extra motivation. I didn't have that person there to push me to go after what it is that I really wanted to do in life, which was at the time to play, major college sports as well as professional sports. I didn't have anybody pushing me. So that's the reason, that was the main reason why I started my SteeleBodies University brand back in 2013 to, push student athletes, instill that discipline, instill that mental fortitude for them to go on and continue to play sports for as long as they can, if that's what they want to do, if they strive to be, top tier college athletes or even a professional athlete. Go after that dream as long as possible, as long as those resources are there for you, because at some point they're going to be gone. And sports is one thing that once the opportunity passes, you can't go back, because we get older, we get more out of shape, all things catch up with us, etc., etc. So just a brief synopsis of SteeleBodies U, the U, the Untouchable U, the U and the Shield. I started it back in 2013, December 2013. This was about 4 or 5 days before my very first daughter was born. So this was a combination of, okay, I want to go out and, help the youth and, push them and instill the values that I learned as a amateur athlete, and help them achieve their goals. That was the main reason. My secondary reason was I was going to get ready to start a family, and I felt that I needed to start some type of a business. One, because I want to, build a legacy for my family. Build something that hopefully I can pass down to my children and my family, and they have something that they can just come into and work on. And two, just have something that I built on my own, and have that intrinsic value of, hey, I built something on my own, and not only did I build something on my own, but this is something that can actually help people. So this is a completely selfless act of a combination of things. Wanting to help the youth, wanted to provide something for my family, and wanting to do something that I felt that would be helpful for not only myself but for others around me. My start was real modest. Like I said, December 2013. I just did a lot of research. I had been out of sports for about, I can't even tell you how long, maybe 7, 8 years. So I had to go and get back familiar with the landscape, know how the local high school football teams are doing, knowing how the local high school basketball teams are doing, who's coaching, who are the best teams, where are the best athletes, etc., etc., etc. I then began to set up my social media accounts, my Instagram page, which is at SteeleBodiesU, shameless plug. My Facebook page, SteeleBodies University, shameless plug. And my Twitter, another shameless plug, at SteeleBodies. Just, filling out the landscape, seeing where, everybody is at this particular time as far as the athletic landscape and industry, where it stands at that particular point. I want to say early 2014 is when I actually set my foot to the ground and I started going to these sporting events. I started meeting with coaches. I started meeting with athletes, putting my face out there, putting my, I don't believe I had a logo yet. I'm not sure. But just being out there around the people, trying to get a gauge of, okay, this is where I need to be. These are the athletes I need to go after, et cetera, et cetera. I started reaching out to athletes. I started volunteering my time to go to local schools, to go to these camps and these little clinics, getting to know the coaches, getting to know the athletes. Like I said, I started, offering pro bono services where I offered, free training for kids for an hour. We would work on footwork, agility, core training. We would talk about their particular sport, what skills they needed to develop in order to succeed. Whatever the case was, that's what we did. I started catching my stride late 2014, late 2015. Now I'm based here in Los Angeles, the South Bay area of Los Angeles. I started to branch out of my particular area. I went more to the inner cities, to the Dorsey High Schools, the Venice High Schools, all throughout the LA Unified School District, the beach schools, the Torrances, the Miracosta, the Redondo Beaches, and I started to catch my stride, and I started to get a portfolio, a Rolodex of clients. So as that happened, I had to. The whole time I was, re-educating myself on sports techniques. Like I said, I hired my own coaches. I hired people, my own strength and conditioning coaches that can, help me, come up to speed on the newest technologies of training. And then I started obviously implementing those techniques into my trainings. At the same time, I started getting more clients. My Rolodex started getting bigger. I started creating content as far as training videos. I started writing blogs about, what you need to do to be a successful defensive back in football. What type of plyometric drills you need to do in order to become more explosive. So I started putting that type of content out there, started building up my relevance, started putting out my knowledge and my expertise out there in the in the internet world, pretty much, so people can go and research that, read that, and at the same time get a better feel, and a better they can know who I am and what I do as far as my trainings. Once all that content started getting out there, I started getting more inquiries online from different lead generation services. People started emailing me. People started DMing me on Instagram. And that whole time, I just started, building clientele. And then we get to about 2016, 2017. I'm working with, by this time I probably had gotten about 75 to 100 student athletes around here in the greater LA area. Not only that, I've had guys come from Germany to train with me that plays in the German Football League. I've had kids from China. China football is not even really big in China, but I've had a guy reach out to me from China. He came out here to work out with me for a week. A Chinese guy. People all around the world started seeing, not only who I was, not just my content that I was putting out as far as training, but they were meeting me, seeing who I was, my actual personality. They got a liking for me, and then they started referring me to their friends, their families. And then I started getting more and more clients. I started contracting with personal entities, parents who put their kids in homeschool. They would hire me to come train their kids for about 6 months on end. I've even trained a guy that played ultimate frisbee. I'd never even heard of ultimate frisbee before until I got with this guy. But that helped me learn a little bit more about a different sport and what type of training needs to happen in those particular sports. And then I would take that training and then I would integrate it into all my other different sports that I would train for. Coming up to speed, I don't want to just ramble on and on and on, but 2018, 2019, I say 2018, I was able to, train full time for a year. I probably made about $10,000 for the first time, just strictly training. That didn't last for a long time for different circumstances, but I did get the experience. That experience was very important and very relevant to me because I, not only got better at training, I got better at learning how to operate a business, better at learning how to manage my time. And then I took that experience and I put that into other ventures because I am planning on, operating more businesses in the future. One in particular is a marketing agency. I'll get to that on other channels, but yeah, pretty much to sum it up, because like I said, I don't want to go on and on. I started out very modest, you guys. I started with 1 or 2 clients a week, charging them nothing, just getting the experience out, just building my experience, building content, getting familiar with the landscape and the athletes, the new generation athletes, the ones that were in 2010 and current, putting out content, not just video content, but written content of my knowledge of stuff that I've done in the past and just stuff that I know, putting that out there, just building relevancy for myself, building value for whoever intakes the information and utilizes it. And this is more and more of what I plan on doing going to the future. I want to go ahead and, I just recently wrote an ebook that's on Amazon and Google Play, How to Become a Better Athlete. This ebook has templates, pretty much a weekly template of exactly what exercises that you need to be doing, how often you need to be doing it in order to maximize your performance level. Going forward, I plan on doing, online training so that I can, not just help the local athletes. I want to be able to help athletes nationwide and worldwide. So that's what I have coming up pretty soon. This next year, 2020, I'm planning on, going into those lanes, those avenues, and just continuing to growing my brand, SteeleBodies U. So, prepare to see this U and this shield a lot more in the future, because I'm gonna be here. I'm gonna be bombarding you guys with content, not just bombarding you with content, but I'm gonna provide you with useful content that educates, entertains, and builds enthusiasm for you guys to go out and become better athletes. I'm gonna wrap this up now, guys. I don't want to ramble for the 3rd time, but before I do, like, comment, share, subscribe to my channel, SteeleBodies Sports. Check out the ebook that I've released on Amazon.com. The link is down low. How to Become a Better Athlete. Connect with me on social media. I have a lot of useful information, tips, and drills that you guys can just go out and copy. I'm here to help everyone. I want to help as many people as possible as I'm here. Leave a mark. And like I said, the reason why I started this, I want to build a legacy for not only just the people that I'm helping athletically, but for my daughters and my family as well. Peace out, you guys. It's Coach J, SteeleBodies U, founder, trainer, head coach. Look out for more content coming soon.